for dear Kauai, e aloha to thee. U is for underneath the tropic skies, the only place for you and me. A is for
Hello folks, how you guys all doing today? Bob Rogers with Hawaiian Trike, and because it started off to be a rainy, cloudy day, I thought I would do a little bit of investigative journalism. And what I mean by that is I'm going to do an overview of the differences between a diamond frame bike and a recumbent trike. Now, I rode that diamond frame for 50 years and been on this recumbent bike for 14 months. So I thought I'd give you a little talk. I know it's been done a million times and you got everybody's opinion, but you don't have mine. So I might give you a different perspective. So let's talk about the first obvious things. There are 3 wheels on a recumbent trike versus the 2. So that means I have a greater chance of getting a flat tire. But I don't worry too much about that. I stay away from bad environments. The other thing is that's 3 wheels on the ground, in contact with the ground. So I need a little more horsepower to power that. Very little differences. But the 3-wheeled bike has a much greater chance of not tipping over. Pretty obvious, right? Well, think about it. To ride a 2-wheel bike, it takes a lot of balance. You have to ride faster to make sure you don't fall down. And you have a lot more issues with the edges of roadways, bumps and potholes that could cause you to fall down on a diamond frame bike. So when you come to a stop with a 2-wheel bike, you have to put your foot down, lean to the left or right. And when you're on a recumbent trike, you just stop and sit back, relax, take a good look at the sights around, wait for that stoplight to change. So while the trikes take a little bit more effort, they're a lot safer to ride. Well, there's an exception to the rule. Recumbent trikers are at the same level as dogs, eyes-wise. But mostly the dogs that I've come across, generally, they can't figure out what I'm riding. They've never seen this before. It's very strange to them. And since we're at their eye level, I think we pose less of a threat to them. And that's why I haven't had too many issues. So it's good to carry some dog spray or a dog horn with you whenever you go. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the often confusing issue of visibility. True trikers are low to the ground, and that means drivers of cars don't see them as well, right? Well, we put on these flags in the back of our bike that sit up 6 feet tall, and we like to add a lot of flashing lights as well. Some folks worry that the trike is wider and takes up a lot of room. Well, my trike is 32 inches from wheel to wheel, outside of the wheel. When I ride a diamond frame bike, my shoulder, arm, and hand width is 28 inches. So that's only 4 inches difference. It's not a big deal, really. So I don't think that's the big issue that we have to be concerned about. The other thing is bike riders are more commonplace, and we see them everywhere we go. So when trucks and cars pass them, they don't even consider them. They just think they're just a fixture that's always been there. Well, the difference is with a recumbent bike, we are unique, we are different. We're not the same as all those other guys, so we kind of stand out. Plus the flags and the lights, we've got all these bright colors. So from my perspective, my experience, drivers of trucks and cars tend to veer away from the recumbent trikes towards the middle of the road, toot a horn, give a wave out the window. Look at those crazy guys. Well, for off-roading, I guess the diamond frames have an advantage there because there's a lot of single tracks trails. Single tracks are made for single tire mountain bikes, and there's a lot more trails for them around. Recumbent trikes can do off-roading. It's best to equip them with full suspension, knobby tires, maybe even raise up the frame a little bit. You got to remember, branches and sticks can kick up under your undercarriage and cause electrical damage, so be cautious of that. All right, let's talk about weight and speed. Previous to my trike, I rode a carbon fiber hybrid bike, and I could average probably, I would say 12 to 15 miles per hour on that thing, which was great. That was enough for me. And I know that there are really ultralight road bikes with special gearing, and these guys can go super fast and they can go long distances. Well, my HP Velotechnik FS26, when it's fully loaded, it weighs 105 pounds. And it takes an effort to push that 105. And I can do that without assist, probably averaging 8 to 12 miles per hour. Now when I come back from the North Shore facing that wind, I put the assist on, and I get the same cardio, but I'm going a little faster. I maybe get up to 12 to 15 doing that. So the assist helps me make up for the weight of the trike and the wind that I'm facing, or hills I have to climb. So the question is, do I still get good exercise on a recumbent bike like I was getting on my diamond frame? I think I get better cardio and maybe not as much muscle, but that's okay for me. I'm not interested in that. Good cardio is really the main thing. So that extra weight of the trike gives me a little bit more workout. Anyway, to be honest with you, I ride more often. I ride longer distances on my recumbent trike. I think I'm healthier and I actually lose weight. All right, let's talk about cycle payload. What can we bring along with us when we get out on the road? On a trike, we can definitely carry more stuff and have it readily available as we ride, with our panniers in the back and our side bags, which make it very easy to grab out a camera or a drink or something like that. On a two-wheel diamond frame bike, the payload affects the balance, but not so on a recumbent trike. So I think it's more convenient. The other thing is we can use our camera riding the trike because our hands tend to be free, as it's easier to steer a recumbent trike. So let's talk about the visuals. Riders of road bikes tend to have to put their head down when they ride, because that's just the natural form of their back and neck, and their arms are down low. Recumbent trikers sit back and can fully enjoy the sights of the ride or the scenic stops along the way and observe Mother Nature at her best. Well, as I've discussed this before, you kind of have to decide whether you're in it for speed and distance or you really would like to enjoy the journey and the destination. All right, let's ride over to the beach and let's talk about the impact that riding these cycles have on our bodies. It's also important to know when you're riding a diamond frame bike, your upper body weight rests on your arm and your hands, and as they are connected to the handlebars and often causing them to go numb. And then there's the other weighty connection to your cycle, your body's weight via your butt resting on that skinny leather saddle that's stuck where the sun don't shine. This becomes quite weary after a long ride. My Recumbent Trike offers a cool mesh recliner with head support that carries most of my body's weight and armrests that make driving the vehicle quite comfy. So yes, trikes take a little bit more storage room than a two-wheel bike, but some folks have figured ways to hang them and store them properly. Getting them to and from locations are also a bit harder. And finally, recumbent trikes are much more pricier than their two-wheel counterparts. A diamond frayed bike with an e-assist costs about $3,000 to $5,000. A recumbent trike with e-assist costs somewhere between $6,000 and $13,000. So if you have a low budget, no space to store a trike, and speed and distance are your cycling objectives, you are better off riding a ultra light road bike. If your objective is a safer ride, great cardio exercise, enjoying the visuals of your ride, and you have the bucks, then you're better off with a recumbent trike with e-assist. Well, I hope you enjoyed our ride today and our little discussion as we explored the differences between a diamond frame bike and a recumbent trike, using my experience on both. No one's to say that I'm right or I'm wrong, but it just gives another insight to it. If you are out looking for a new cycling adventure, consider both approaches, and hope you have good success. I would do as much investigation as possible before making a decision. So that's it. Hope you guys have a great week, and as we always say, be healthy, be safe, and be happy. Aloha, folks.
For all the mokihana, the sweet Miley.